Hi, my name's Keith Cooper and this is another one of my short tests of the Epson WF-C8690. It's an office printer, but I'm testing it to look at printing artwork and things like that, greetings cards and the like. Now, I've looked at cards and scanning. It's got a nice scanner on top, 11 by 14 inch scanner. So it takes, 11 by 17 inch scanner, if I get it right. So it takes a fair size original artwork. But what about printing on small cards? Now, a lot of cards, a lot of printers I've noticed don't support A6 as a size. This one does. So I've just loaded up a stack of matte 300 gram postcards. Now, with any printer like this, you are not producing postcards of robustness that you can send through the post. They will look awful. This is a nice high quality card. It's 300 grams. It's specifically made for inkjet use. That's another problem I find people have. They get some card from a crafts supplier or something like that and then expect to print on it with an inkjet. Results are, shall we say, variable. Well, they vary from truly awful to bad. If you want to print on a printer like this, and this uses pigment inks, albeit only 4, if you want to print on a printer like this, then I'm afraid you need media specially for it. Now, the stuff I've got here is from a local paper supplier here in Leicester in the UK. Similar papers should be available elsewhere. I know they are in the UK, and I'm sure they are elsewhere. So this is a larger version of the 300 grams. This is 148mm square. And we've got a double-sided version of this card here. That folds different ways. I've got a semi-gloss, a gloss. I've got a range of matte media as well. Have a hunt round, you will find media. But I'm going to just print an image here. Now, I've loaded up, probably about 10 cards in the back here. It can take quite a few more. And I've set the page size here on the display to A6. Now, it is actually supported as A6 as a standard size, but with this printer, it does not support borderless printing. Borderless printing is a problem. If you want to do a lot of it, that ink that misses the edge of the paper has to go somewhere. And it makes a mess inside printers. Now, a lot of printers do support borderless, but it's only meant for very light duty. If you print continuously borderless printing for lots, hundreds and hundreds of sheets, you will make a mess in the printer and it will need cleaning. Something I've looked at for some other printers. But in general, there are no printers made for large-scale borderless printing. There are some, but they are specialist printers. Not ordinary printers either, office printers like this, or the photo printers like the Epson P700, P900, ET8550 that I've looked at in some detail. They will do borderless, they are not made for it. Ideally, if you want to do borderless, you print lots of images on a sheet and you use a guillotine to get borderless. That's the proper way of doing it. If you want high volume borderless from a printer, you're going to have a bit more of a look into that. But anyway, on this printer with these A6 cards, I've got them loaded up on the computer here. Now I've set I'm doing this from Photoshop just because it's easy. You don't have to use this. I've set 5 copies of it. I've set a printer profile. Now I've made lots of printer profiles for this particular printer, and all I'm going to do, I've set this up, I've set the media type to Epson's matte setting at the best print quality, and I'm just going to press print. Tells me that the image is larger than the paper's printable area, some clipping will occur. Well, yes, I know that. I've oversized it slightly to emphasize the actual margins on the print. So I've expanded the image up as far as it will go, but we can just proceed with that. Hopefully, even with my slowish laptop here, it will process that and we should get some cards coming out. Printer lights up. I'm just going to have a look at the feed at the back here. So I'm just curious to see how well it handles multiple stacked sheets of A6. Well, there goes a sheet loaded perfectly well. Printing noises, we should have a print in a few seconds. Now I've set this to the highest print quality. It prints a bit slower on that. If you're in a hurry just running them off, you could run it off. One thing I should note perhaps is that although this has a tray at the front here, this is for plain paper and very thin paper. Now I've got some from Paper Spectrum, I've got some 120 gram matte art paper, fine smooth surface, which prints fine, but ideally if you want to do anything unusual, anything of quality or thickness, it goes in the back here, not here. This is for office use. And here comes the print. Well, there we have one print, one postcard. It's pigment ink. On this substance, it's only 4 colours. So in some ways, the image quality is not going to be stunning. You can get photo versions of this, but remember it's for a basic 4 ink printer. So this is not a fine art printer. So there we go, we've got a postcard, it's A6 postcard with, as I say, an enforced border on it. And we can see the border there, hopefully. It's printing, and it's printing a load more. So I shall have a few of these, and it handles 10 sheets of postcard material just fine. Anyway, I hope these little videos are of some interest. I'm really looking at this printer as an alternative for people who might have one in an office or are looking at slightly higher volumes of printing. There we go, there's another one. If you want to do fine art printing, then get a fine art printer. It's as simple as that. But this one handles volume, handles card, handles panoramics, canvas, all kinds of things. So there you have it, the Epson Workforce WF-C8690. I hope this has been of use. Please do subscribe to the channel if you find it of interest, and thanks for watching.